Well, tire machines are great. I mean, they're great to have a tire machine. I've never done wrong by buying one, but you can put them anywhere. You don't have to put them in a garage. You don't have to have this big garage, where you're going to put them in. You could put them in a small building and have a little carport on the outside or something that keeps the weather off. And when you change them, you can put them anywhere. I mean, don't let it discourage you to buy a tire machine that you can stick anywhere. This one here, this is the company Weaver. You can look up it online. They have a couple different brands. They also have combos where you can buy the tire machine and also a balancer with it. So that makes it great. You can kind of go in between, maybe save a few bucks by buying both at the same time. They also have different attachments for all different things. This in here, I don't think I spend that much money for this tire machine. I got the smaller one. It goes up 20-inch tires down to like a 10. And the reason why I wanted the 10, because I do smaller tires. For trailers, small ride mowers, ATVs, things like that. But you can also get adapters for these for, say, like your motorcycles, even ATV attachments. But I changed ATV tires on this thing, and because it came down to a 10-inch. But you can pick them up. Tire machines, I've seen them on eBay. I've seen them different places. That you can pick tire machines up. See, this really depends on what you want. I think this in here is a pretty heavy one. That's noisy there. I think it's a pretty heavy duty for me. But I don't do it for making money or anything. Yeah, I don't use it to make money. I do my own tires. I have I got 3 vehicles, and then of course some other stuff that I use it for. And then of course I help people out once in a while. Somebody needs a tire or something change, or I got plugs I can fix them, or patches, things like that. But I've been working on tires for many years. I've always tried to save myself as much money as you can over the years. So I kind of did all the tires and stuff myself. But I always wanted to get a tire machine. I used to have a real old one. Did you kind of lay the tire on the ground and it kind of pressed down and broke it, and then you stuck it up on top, and then you took a big tool and just kind of rotate that tool around the top of the tire and pop them off. It worked great. I mean, it was back in the days when it was new. It was probably just like the most portable tire machine that probably came out. You know what I mean? That everybody bought, or it was a handy thing. But they got so many different ones. They got ones with all kind of arms stuff. Now you can buy one. You can buy the extra arm that kind of holds this down, and I think there might be a piece that goes underneath where you can pull up on a tire too. I think on this arm. But it was like additional. Now it's higher. But at that time, I think when I bought this, it was additional around $500, $600 maybe, something like that. So it was a little bit higher. And so I said, well, I really didn't care if I needed it or not, because unless I was doing tires for other people. But you got to be careful of that too, because if I put a biggest I can go is 20-inch, but I put a 20-inch tire on it, or rim on this thing, and I happen to mark it up. That's a pretty expensive rim, so it's a big fee that you're going to have to pay if you mess somebody's rim up. So, but the big thing is do it for yourself. 'Cause I just bought 4 tires. I bought them off of Walmart, and I asked him. I said, "Well, what it costs to put them on?" And he said it was $18 a piece. Well, that wasn't including taxes. So $18, that's a lot of money. So it keeps going up and up. So I've asked a few people around here just to get an idea what it's costing to put tires on now, and a few of them said was $20 tire, and some was $25 tire. So the cost of tire replacing tires is going up. But like I said, if you bought one, it's not a biggie to put it any place. You can stick it in a corner. They're not very bad to have. But the downside about the tire machine is that when you buy a tire machine, if you don't have a big enough air compressor, you're going to have to update on your air compressor. I had to, and I didn't pay attention when I bought the machine. I thought maybe my air compressor could run it, and here I found out it couldn't. The minimum was like 150 pound of pressure that you need to run this. That's the minimum. So I'm not really running what I should. I probably have to run a little bit more. And then but you can put them anywhere. You can put them in a small building. You can even put them under a carport in your back porch. Anywhere that you can change tires and save that money. If you have more than, one vehicle like I do, it does cost. This is a rim here. This is off the Ranger. It was it's a spare is what it is. And I'm going to take this tire off here today. All right, the first thing I did, I made sure I took the valve stem out of this, to release the air, because you surely don't want to use this machine and try to pop that tire with that air on it. My God, I don't know what that would do to a person, but I'm for sure it would hurt. I've never done it, but there's a thought somebody probably has. Now, the main key is some of your sensors. There's sensors in these tires here, a lot of the newer ones. Now, the Ford Ranger, this one here, the sensor is actually wrapped onto the rim, but I think I took that band off, that one off of here. But you just got to kind of break down here, break down over here, and down here on the back. Just kind of stay away from that sensor there. And it takes a few times to break it down. I go slow at it, but the compressor is probably going to kick on here in a minute. Just stay away from your air valve, because most sensors are right into that. I've had tires you couldn't even pop them off with that thing. I mean, just basically stuck, and we spend a lot of time doing this. We're getting a little closer. Now, one thing about the Weaver machine is they have a plastic shields on the top of this. It's got really hard rubber. Seems like it's going to stay in there for a good bit, but it really helps out than trying to smack aluminum rim or something down on top of this piece here. Now, I haven't looked underneath of them yet, but I plan on taking these all off and then clean the top of it, and then probably put some type of oil or something on it and then put it back on there. But they make them pretty nice like that. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up clamping it from the inside of this rim, which you can clamp it from the inside or you can clamp it from the outside. It doesn't matter. This particular machine, I think all Weavers have it, is a B blaster. They got right on top, got holes on there. Let's see what let's just hear what it sounds like. That kind of pops it and puts air underneath the tire here and puts it in very fast so it can help pop it up. I really don't even use it, but I'm for sure if it was something like, the tire was maybe a little bit smaller on a wider rim, you might want to use it. But the thing about Weaver I like is they got a customer service place, plus they sell all kind of different accessories and stuff. Like I said, the top arm where it kind of holds it up. They sell like things like this here. This is a protector when you're breaking that down, for like aluminum rims. There's some other stuff that they sell. And this also comes in like a combo, because that's what I did with this one. You can buy two machines. You can buy the balancer, or you can buy the balancer with the thing, or different types of, because the machine goes bigger. It goes from a 20-inch. I think it goes, well, you have to look on their website, but it's pretty big. I got the 20 to 10. The first 20 inches high, so it'd be 20 inches. The biggest rim I can use 20 inches, and then it goes down to a 10-inch because I do some small stuff. But this is just a typical type machine that's easy, quite easy to run. They give you, they call this a duck, this piece here. I think they call this like a duck. And it has different attachments. You can buy this different. You can buy, I think it's like maybe a hard coating plastic around on the outside of it. They have just different things. You have to look at their website. But one thing I like about the Weaver is they have the customer service, and plus they have two distributions. Hard to get that one out. They got one on the eastern part of the United States, one on the western part of the United States. So what they kind of do is, what they explain to is that they'll ship products on both sides, and that way it doesn't cost the consumer that much money for shipping. Because if I had to order from 2,000-3,000 miles away, or 2,000 miles away, you know what I'm talking about, from one coast to the other coast, it's going to cost money for shipping, a good bit of money. And that's one thing Weaver does. So that I like that. But this is a very calm machine, I think it is. It's quite easy to use. Sometimes I get rims on this thing that, you know, they're pretty rough. Just make sure everything's held down. I've had one from my my Nissan. It was aluminum rim, and whew, I mean, aluminum rims seem to beat you up than a steel rim like this. Little sticky on the back. There it is. Get on this side. Stick your tool down in there and grab it. Come on, get up there. There it is. There you go. Okay, now what I do is I have a wire brush like this. Then I use a cordless drill, and then I'll just kind of hold it and go through and clean it. But you really don't. I don't know. I wouldn't want to use it on a aluminum rim because it seems to kind of scuff it up too much. Probably use something a little bit more gentle than that. Maybe a cleaning solution or something that can help clean the old rubber or the old sealer off. Now, I go by, this is one of my containers here that it's a bead sealer. I just picked this one here up at the auto parts store. I think it was, which one was it? AutoZone. No, it wasn't AutoZone. It was AutoZone, something like that. But I just picked this one up. I think it was around like 17 bucks. I'm telling you, that'll last you a long time. I don't like the little thing inside of it that wipes around the tire. You might want to find something a little bit bigger, but this stuff works really, really great here. And then, like I said, you would take that and put, you know, around your tire, and it also helps you seal it, plus helps you pop that tire up on that rim. You know what I mean? So let's put this back on there. Real simple. You don't want to press down on that. You want to pull this over and do it again. Pull it down like this. So you don't want to press down on this. You want to kind of set that one section in. Then you can turn it a little bit if you want. Keep pressing down on it till it pops on. And then we got to do it again. Just kind of keep it into a little angle here where it's going to set up on the back here. Now I'll show you this. Get this started. Now see how that gets real tight here. That's what these little things come in handy. So if you're going to buy a tire machine, buy you some accessories. It really works nice, because I don't have anybody to help me hold down on this tire, because you need to get it down there. So we'll just put a few of these in. Okay, I got 3. I think there's another one here laying somewhere. But 3 seems to be doing pretty good. Put it right here. Just keep it going down. If you have one more, and I usually 4, or space them a little bit further apart, I guess. Worked out pretty good. Pull your arm back so it don't hit you. Now, I don't really need the bead buster on this thing, because it's a little bit wider. It's a wider tire. So we're just going to go ahead and put air to it. Now keep your valve stem out. It helps pop these up a lot faster. Keep your fingers back. That's why I release it from the machine, because it'll actually pop up underneath there by releasing it from the machine, because I had it, you know, holding it out. Don't work very well. Now there was an old trick thing. I don't know if you want to call it a trick, but I knew a guy that worked at a tire machine many years ago, and he would say one thing about getting these tires that pop out. you know, get them pop up proper. So fill it up, put your air pressure in what you want, 30, maybe 35 pounds or so, and then let all the air out. Okay. And then once the air's out, replace the air with it. Put it back up there. Pump it back up to the 32 pounds or 40 pounds, whatever you desire is. He said it gives a chance for that tire to pull itself all the way out. Sometimes they don't do it, and then you balance it and you take it down the road, and then all of a sudden it pops out, and then your vehicle's off balance. But he would let that air all the way out. He would definitely let it all the way out. And those guys, they worked at them tire shops. You know, they did those recaps and stuff, and you know, recap's a little hard to balance the way it is, so you know they had to know what they was doing. And then just fill this up. I normally put about 32 pounds. Now in wintertime I try to keep around 32 pounds, something like that. But yeah, it's hard to tell some of these new tires they have out what it'll actually should tell you on the tire if you're gonna, you know, if you're gonna put you know, new tires on it. It should tell you the pressure somewhere on it. And there's also a directional tire too, so when you put on a tire it might have a little arrow on it. But there was a thing said years ago, it's like I did, and I always normally do it now. Even in the wintertime, that's the most thing I do is when you buy a tire, buy a cheaper tire, not actually something cheap in price, but something with lower mileage on it. When you pick up a tire, try to get something around 40,000 if you're going to use it in the wintertime. So actually the lower mileage on it, the better tire it is. Now it seems kind of weird because people are looking and say, well, how's that? You know, well, my understanding is, and I've been doing it plenty of years, is that I would buy a tire that was lower mileage than higher mileage, because the lower mileage tire would have softer rubber. So when you were driving it down the road, eventually it would wear out faster than a different higher mileage tire. So if you got a 60,000 mile tire out of a 40,000 mile, of course your 60 is going to last longer. The reason why, because a 40,000 mile tire would have softer rubber in it, so it would get more traction in the winter. And then your 60 or 70,000 mile tire would get less traction, and my ability would have less traction because the tread is a lot harder. So I take that from experience from my father, that many years ago they came out with a tire called sawdust tire, and it was a rig cap, but they called them sawdust. And it was a very soft tire, and at that time back then it was a lot of rear drive cars, not front wheel drives. So you know, in the winter time you basically just threw chains on your vehicle, or you put a winter tires, and then you would put weight in the back in the trunk department of it. So by putting a soft tire on it, you would actually get more traction, or better traction. My dad would swear on that the softer the tire, the better the tire was. And it does make a little sense, because if you got a hard rubber tire, it's not, you know, it's going to really be not gripping or tearing into something that would actually have a little bit of flex in it. So yeah, so it did make a little bit of sense to pick out a little bit of, you know, a softer tire, a little bit cheaper tire. So okay, this is made by Weaver. A really nice little tire machine, especially if you want it for yourself. If you don't do tires, you don't have to do tires to buy a machine. I don't know what they cost now. I think they're going a little bit up in price, and like the change in tires are going up in price. So, but you can put them anywhere. It doesn't matter where you put them. You can put them outside, cover them up, you know, but save a little bit of money. Okay, if you have any comments, just leave your comments down below. Please subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.